The last sunrise. The wind tugged at Lydia's hair as the sea below roared, relentless and vast. She stood barefooted on the edge of the cliff. She hugged her arms to herself, shivering, though it wasn't just the cold. She had waited for this moment for years, for the one day she could see the sunrise with Ethan beside her again. He was gone, yes, but she had promised herself that she would face this morning, alone if she had to, and finally say what she could never say when he was alive. The memory of him hit first. Soft laughter, the way he smelled of pine and earth after their hikes, the careless brush of his hand against hers when they thought no one was looking. She remembered their first sunrise together, years ago, on this very cliff. They had stayed wrapped in blankets, drinking lukewarm coffee from a thermos, and had promised to chase every dawn together. The memory was a knife, sharp but comforting. She took a breath, the scent of salt and wet stone filling her lungs, and let herself remember the way he had kissed her cheek that morning. Gentle, teasing, a kiss that had said everything without words. Lydia reached into her pocket and felt the small envelope she had carried for months. Inside was a letter she had written but never sent. It was meant for him, but now it was just for her. A release, a way to finally let go. She unfolded the paper and read aloud softly, letting the words ride the wind. I loved you more than I could ever say. And even though you're gone, I will keep chasing sunrises because you taught me how to see them. Her voice trembled, and the wind carried the echo out across the sea. She didn't cry, not yet. She simply stood there, letting the sun's first light wash over her face. It felt like warmth on skin, on soul, and for a moment, she imagined him beside her, laughing at her seriousness, ruffling her hair as he always did. A gull cried overhead, and she laughed softly, the sound fragile but real. The cliff beneath her feet was solid, yet her heart felt like it might lift with the wind. She thought of the years they had planned together, the dreams left unfinished, the words unsaid. And yet somehow, that moment, standing alone in the dawn, felt like the first time she had ever been free. She bent down and placed the letter on a small rock, weighed it with a pebble so it wouldn't blow away. It was a gesture, small and symbolic, letting go of the grief she had carried for far too long. The sun climbed higher, spilling light across the jagged rocks, across the crashing waves, across the world she was ready to embrace again. She breathed deeply, letting herself fill with the colors of the morning, the sound of the sea, the memory of him. And then she felt it, the quiet shift inside, the loosening of the knot of sorrow she hadn't realized she had held for so long. She closed her eyes and let the warmth sink in, imagining his hand in hers one last time, feeling the weight of the past dissolve into the brightness of the day. Lydia smiled, softly, tearfully, and whispered, "Goodbye, Ethan. Thank you for teaching me to see." She opened her eyes to the full brilliance of the sun cresting the horizon, spilling gold across everything. The world seemed larger, more vibrant, alive in a way it hadn't in years. And for the first time, she didn't feel the shadow of loss pressing her down. She felt only light and memory and the promise of another sunrise. The wind tugged at her hair again, playful this time, and she laughed, a clear, free sound that mingled with the sea and the cries of distant gulls. The last sunrise wasn't about the ending. It was about beginning again. She turned, walking slowly from the cliff's edge, letting the warmth wash over her, carrying hope into every step. Behind her, the letter lay on the rock, fluttering gently in the breeze, a quiet testament to love, memory, and release. Rain, sunlight, memory.